district that is really seriously struggling to serve families in just those circumstances. So it's an example of far-reaching, perhaps incidental, but far-reaching consequences for tenants who are being displaced. Okay, we have 3 people testifying from Titan Manor, I believe.
Well, that gets settled. Commissioner Fish and Saltzman and I were at Riegler when we passed the cordial line. So it's an example of a neighbourhood. There's really a community in the school is the centre of it. Fantastic to hear from them again. No, she's not under these circumstances.
Good afternoon.
Buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Primeramente, gracias por dejarnos la oportunidad de estar acá. En el norte de Portland hay una comunidad que somos políticos y más personas que no pueden asistir porque están trabajando, porque no pueden venir, X cosas. Estamos aquí representando a un complejo de departamentos que se nos da el motivo de alejar, de separarnos, pero en esa comunidad hay gente que está unida, en esa comunidad hay personas que el dinero es importante, pero nosotros hemos aprendido que lo más importante es estar unidos, ayudando al que puede.
Her name is Hilda Hernandez, and she comes from the Titan Manor community. She is in support of the ordinance, and it states that yes, the help is very good and granted, and she is in support of the ordinance. However, more than the monetary help that they could receive, they come from a community that is very united. And the help that will be provided by this ordinance does not necessarily meet the fact that that facing this mass eviction from their community will break their community. And that's what she left.
En cuanto a esto pasa, lo que más repercute son a los niños. ¿Por qué? Porque los niños que van a la escuela están preocupados de dónde se va a ir su amigo, quién me va a ayudar con la tarea, quién me va a proteger caminando a mi casa, quién nos puede cuidar bajando del bus, cruzando las calles. Y todo eso están los niños preocupados, con el corazón roto. Ya no voy a ir a la escuela, ya no voy a ir con mi vecina que me ayude en tal cosa, ya no voy a tener ese apoyo que hemos tenido por más de 20 años.
So, Hilda says, this mass eviction affects mostly children, children who become very aware about what the families are facing, and who start internalizing the worry and start asking questions about where is my friend going to go. And she's talking about not only those who are facing the eviction, but children who are very united, are attending the same school, and start asking the questions of, and then the community asks, how are they going to make it to school? How do they cross the street? Who do they rely? Where is that neighborhood they rely on a regular basis?
Entonces, estamos aquí para que aprueben las leyes por el futuro de los niños que son ellos, para que lleguen a ser grandes. Si desalojan a las familias, es un rompimiento total y repercute mucho porque muchos niños tal vez ya no van a la escuela, tal vez ya no se gradúen, tal vez ya no van a ir a los high school, a las universidades, los que van a ir al high school. Entonces, son muchas cosas que estamos preocupados, los padres, la comunidad, porque se una familia, le digo como más de 20 años. Eso es todo.
He states, this is a community that has been united for about 20 years. And so this breaking of the community will mean that a lot of them will go into the streets. The relocation will mean that they will not rely on the education they have been receiving for so many years, and that their future will certainly be uncertain. So she is in full support of the ordinance, which helps families have a leeway, but they would certainly rather stay where they actually live.
Good afternoon. I'm Deborah Merritt, Mayor Wheeler and council members. I hope I can maintain my composure here. It's a very stressful time for all of us, and it's very hard seeing my neighbors and feeling, the sorrow and the sorrow of the children. And we are a tight community. It's a very lovely community because we know our neighbors and we get along with them, and it's a joy to see the kids running and playing, and and so I know we've already lost several families. They had to move, and so they've already left. Now, in my household, I'm disabled, and my roommate is a senior citizen. So I know that this may be affecting more than just 70 families, because there's 2 families in one apartment where I live. And so it really does displace a lot of people. And I would just like to say that I appreciate what you're doing. I hope it works. I hope it goes through, because we need something to just stop people from coming in and just treading on us. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
We're going to start on the regular sign up now. The first 3 are Luis Marquez, I believe is his last name, Jillian Wisegram, and Megan Kidd. They will be.
You go ahead.
My name is Dr. Luis Enriquez. I'm a primary care doctor in Portland. I'm here today with the Metropolitan Alliance for Common Good. Before I begin, I'd like to ask some of the members to stand. We've lost some with time, and I want to ask them to stand. To help my face at home. I'm here on behalf of my patients because housing is a health issue. We tend to think about healthcare and disease when we think about what affects health. But it is the social situations, like insecure housing, that have the biggest impact. These issues are called the social determinants of health. The social determinants are behind who gets sick and who doesn't. They are the causes of the causes. Now, this cold weather reminds me of a patient I took care of recently, a pregnant woman who was having breathing problems because of the gas fumes from the heater in her car. She couldn't afford rent, and so she was living in her car and using the heater all night to stay warm, even though she knew that that was causing harm to herself. I'm here because whenever a patient loses their home due to rising rents, or the family has to double up or triple up because housing isn't affordable, it makes it harder to treat their medical issues, the diabetes, high blood pressure, and asthma. Once people are without housing, it can be impossible to get medical problems under control until the housing problem is solved. In my view, as an evidence-based physician, this ordinance is a form of preventive medicine. I ask you to vote yes to help protect the health of our city. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you'll be happy to know that at least one class at OHSU has been asked to send us messages about this, and is really looking into it the same way.
My students are here in the...
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Mayor Wheeler and Commissioners, my name is Jillian Wisegram. I'm here today with NACG. In July of 2015, I was evicted from my home at Northeast 122nd and Falls. We had lived there for a little over 2 years. My husband and I shared a large one-bedroom apartment with our then 2.5-year-old daughter. Since we don't drive, the neighborhood was great for us. We had easy access to affordable groceries, parks, transit, clothing, medical needs, within a comfortable walking distance of about a mile. At the time, we were both students at Portland Community College, and I was working part-time at Albertina Kerr Center's campus on 162nd. My commute was about 20 minutes, including walking to the bus, and work was about a block from the bus stop. Our rent was around $750 a month. When we were forced to move, we were given 60 days notice. The management company told us we could relocate to any open apartment in the same complex, except that we no longer met their income requirements. We were unable to find an apartment in Portland, and we were forced to look in Gresham. Luckily, we were able to find a landlord who had an available duplex and had no income requirements, other than that you had to have a job. We were able to move in relatively quickly. Rent was $1,200. In order to afford our rent increase, we had to go on food stamps. Our moving costs were about $2,500, which we didn't have since most of our income was coming from financial aid. We borrowed that money from my parents, who had just moved to Portland and were trying to sell their old house, causing financial hardship for them as well. It took us a while to pay that back. Our new home is located in downtown Gresham, close to Gresham High School. In the last year, we have seen several walkouts at the school due to threats of violence. There was a stabbing recently in the only city park within walking distance. My commute to Albertina Kerr increased to 30 minutes, including a much longer walk down 162nd. When I got my new job in downtown Portland, my commute became 45 minutes when it could have been 30 or less. My husband's commute to PCC's Sylvania campus is now longer by 30 minutes or more, depending on transit. He sometimes has to take night classes that get out at 9 p.m., and he waits sometimes for over 45 minutes downtown to get a Max that goes past Ruby Junction, and then he's back up at 6 to get to school the next morning at 9 a.m. Because there's no grocery store by our new home, we're dependent on my parents to take us shopping. The quality of our life went down in many ways when we were evicted. Longer commutes, less family time, fewer resources nearby, and just not being as independent as we were before. Being displaced like we were brings a lot of hardship. I urge you to adopt this ordinance to help families like mine.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
Mayor Wheeler and Commissioners, my name is Megan Kidd, and I'm the co-chair of MACG's housing team. A MACG member who is part of the Latino community wanted to be here today to share her story, but recent actions by federal ICE agents against immigrant members of our community made her too afraid to be in any public place unnecessarily. So I'm here to share her story with you. My name is Ophelia Chavez. My husband and I have 3 children. In 2015, after living in an apartment at Northeast 21st in Weidler for 7 years, my family was given a 90-day eviction notice because they said they were going to fix the apartment up and needed all the tenants out. We were paying $9.45 in rent, and we always paid on time. My husband and I were so worried about our situation. We didn't know what we would do. We started looking for another place, and luckily we were able to find a 2-bedroom apartment nearby on Northeast 18th and Schuler, and we loved it because it was still walking distance to our jobs and our children's schools. But the rent was $14.25, and we had to pay for utilities, which we didn't have to do before. On top of that, it cost us $2,500 to move in, and that was very hard for us. We only lived there for 1 year because we couldn't continue to pay the high rent and all our bills too. The water bill was especially insane. The month we finally moved, it was $250. And another time before that, it was $315 for just 1 month in a small apartment. We didn't get the bill from the water department. It came from our landlord every month. After a year, we didn't renew our contract while we looked for another place to live. Without a contract, the last month's rent was $1,800. Our only option was to move in with a relative who lived in the neighborhood and was renting a house with 3 bedrooms and 1 bath. 3 families are now sharing the 1,300 square foot house. I'm very relieved to have a home, but living in such close space with so many people is very stressful, and we get depressed sometimes. But I worry most about how all the change is affecting my children. please pass the ordinance before you today. Families like mine need help.
Thank you. And if I could ask you for, after the next panel of three, I'd like to take a 10-minute break, and I'd like to just call my colleagues on the path forward formally one-on-one during that 10-minute break. Jessica.
Next panel is Ramona Foster, Mike Nuss, and Gary Whitehill Bazuru.